Alright, welcome to the vlog. I'm your host, the Cyborg, and if you're new to the channel, I currently now talk about riding bike and having fun. Ride bikes and have fun. So I used to have different monikers, different handles, where my mindset was set on different things, specifically bike racing. But I'm 41 years old now, so I've done all the racing and races I wanted to do in my younger years. I started bicycling around 2010. I live in Hawaii. So back then I was 236 pounds. I joined some spin classes at the gym, one of the hardest spin classes at the gym, and I thought it was all about spin classes. But then all of a sudden that class was full of all triathletes and cyclists, and they were like, hey, what try are you gonna do, or what try are you training for? And I was like, what's a try? And because I had no idea, I was not in that world. And so they told me all about it, and they were like, when was the last time you rode a bike? And I was like, maybe high school or college. And they were like, I really think you should try road cycling because you really enjoy spin class. And so I thought about it, got a bike on Craigslist, which I thought was super expensive. It was like $300. And I thought that was expensive back then, 2010. And I was immediately hooked after the first ride. I thought it was the fastest bike in the world. I knew nothing about bike racing. I knew nothing about the Tour de France. I did not grow up watching that. And I didn't have any friends who rode bike either. And bicycling culture was not really a thing in Hawaii growing up, or in college, or after college. I graduated high school 2001, graduated college 2005, and road bicycling was never a thing. And so yeah, fast forward to then. I got into road cycling and started bicycling and commuting to like 7-Eleven. And I had a Fuji newest 1.0. Fully aluminum everything. And I thought it was the fastest bike in the world, thought it was super fast. It was blue and white. I love the colors, but now I'm thinking, I can't believe I like those colors. It had way too much graphics, way too much racing stripes on it, just not my thing anymore. And so, like, fast forward to like 2012, I got into century riding, met some fixie riders, built my first fixed gear, blah blah blah. Got into road cycling, eventually did triathlon, TTs, yeah, so on and so forth. So everything except hardcore mountain biking. So I do have some topics that I wrote down to stay on track. So that was kind of my long rant intro. So, okay, to get back on subject. So, uh, racing, bicycle racing. I'm pretty much done with racing. A friend recently asked at a group ride, so Bernard, when's your next race that you're gonna train for? And I was like, actually, nothing. I have no more races to train for. My goal is to mainly ride for fun. Ride rides I want to do for fun. And I don't think he could really compute that because like he was thinking about performance and watts and races and KOMs and Strava and things along that nature, which I used to be like that. I used to be like a type A personality type of guy, all about performance. It's the name of the game. Pump up your tires and oil your chain. Just a joke, just a joke. But anyways, like type A, all about racing, all about speed, KOMs, blah blah blah. That used to be my life, not anymore. So goals. My goal is to create extremely fun, challenging rides that I think are challenging. Road rides, maybe delve into ultra distance like the old me pre-accident, pre-2021. But maybe not as crazy. Definitely not as crazy. I have a wife and son. My goal is always to get back to them and live my life injury free. So, bike industry. Next topic. Bike industry is super weird. Things have gotten extremely expensive since the pandemic went away. And luckily, I already had like 6 bikes in my quiver even before the pandemic. So I'm like a bike collector. Vintage, new, old, aerodynamic, carbon, steel, aluminum, all of the above. Not titanium, not wood. I never got into those materials, but mostly road, fixed gear, gravel bike, now currently touring bike. What are fun rides to me now? Like, I used to think ultra everything would be fun, 112 miles or beyond. Now, I see the fun in a 20 mile ride. Like ride to have a beach and Barbara's Point and just focus on cadence or breathing or posture or hydration or heart rate. Not necessarily speed or wattage or distance, mainly time and rate of perceived exertion. Even though I do have a power meter, I don't like to stare at it too often. So what else? Rides that are fun to me, like my birthday ride. Last year was the real Central Oahu bike ride route through Mililani, kind of figure eight, through, Waipio, through Kunia, around there, and then finish with Makakilo and back to Kalapoi for like 80-ish miles. But I didn't have the endurance to do that back then because I just came off my accident back in 2023. Yeah. So now I think I do have the endurance because I've done some longer rides. So I'm going to attempt to do that birthday ride again within the next 5 days, including Makakilo, because that day only our friend Grip did Makakilo in the mix of it. So as proposed, the original route. So he's super fit, super strong. He did it, even though I failed at my own birthday ride. I didn't complete it. So there's that. Ride friends with alternative behavior. So like I've got some friends who will ride with me anywhere, any style, but a lot of other friends only come from the bike race background. So now that I'm not focused on that, they kind of no longer come out to my rides or rides that I brainstorm and think of, because it's not race oriented or race focused on their next race as a stepping stone. So because I don't race, I can freestyle, creatively think of anything that interests me and I think is interesting, such as a birthday ride. Then and now, 2010 to now, 2024. So back then, started off with road bikes, 110 psi, 23C, and I thought that was comfortable. That was super painful. And like now, I want to go minimum 28C, majority 32C, and I think that's comfortable. And like 60 psi, 65 psi. And I have a touring bike now, which I love. Steel is real. I always joked about that in the past, but steel is so lively, so comfortable. I got my Surly Bridge Club steel bike, touring bike, which can also fit 42, up to like 2.4 29er mountain wheels, or 26-inch 650B style wheels. So like it just opens up the game. The world is your oyster, and it's so fun. I threw some TT bars on the thing. Who cares about the UCI rules of roadies are not supposed to have TT bars on their bike? I think that's baloney. That's why I like watching the Tour Divide bike setups, which are mostly like mountain bikes or gravel bikes with TT bars on them, because if you have not tried them, I highly suggest you do. They're extremely comfortable. Mountain bikes with TT bars, or touring bikes with TT bars, or gravel bikes with TT bars. Super comfortable. You can go ultra endurance on them all day and try them out. They're pretty much life changing. I wish I did back in 2010. I wish I did when I was in my race brain world. So what else? If I knew about now what I know now back then. So I'd tell my 2010 self, racing isn't everything. Make sure you have maximum fun so you don't end up hating bicycling. Make things fun. Forget about wattage. Forget about VO2 max efforts. Like, just go old school. Like, bike somewhere to go have a coffee somewhere. Bike somewhere to go have a cigar somewhere. Forget about KOMs. I switched my Strava account to privatize everything because I don't need nobody looking at my Strava and giving me likes or kudos or anything like that to motivate me to continue riding. Because I already been riding for since 2010, so that's like 14 years plus. So I really don't need anyone liking my stuff in order to feel validated. I really don't. I'm not even on Facebook anymore. Not because of any drama, but because I don't need the kudos. I'm so motivated or self-motivated. I'm just kudosing myself, giving myself self high fives. That's also why I no longer need to race, because I did 10 years of solid racing, accomplished everything I wanted to do on the bike as personal goals, racing myself, so on and so forth. So a lot of friends I've trained, friends I used to race with, friends I used to just cruise ride with, no longer ride anymore. So that is a problem because I think they took things too seriously. And so as soon as their fitness was no longer on par to get them certain goals or KOMs or wattage goals or blah 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 or pack goals, then they quit cycling. I, however, always cycled internally in the subconscious world, my own mind, for my own personal fun and the fun of it, not really for any goals or kudos from anyone else. Kind of just as a meditative, set my mind free, transformative bike ride where I thought it was challenging, I thought it was fun, so I did it and dealt with whatever came with it. And what's this video about? This video is about just do it. The old 90s Nike slogan, just do it because you love to do it. not because anyone else thinks you should do it. That's my word. That is the cyborg word. And message me if you want to see some fun rides, or what fun rides are you doing. Like, comment, subscribe if you feel like it, and have a great ride, because I know I will, just like the Festive 500. That's another subject, but have a good ride. Peace.